yourself.
Hey everybody, it's another episode of Go Flix Yourself. My name is Ben Konowitz, and with me as always is the Ken to my Barbie, Bradford Oman.
Hey, that's me. I'm Knuff.
You are Knuff.
And you have no genitals.
Well,
He's all smooth down there.
sorry, Brittany.
And the He-Man to my Barbie, Nate Loucks.
By the power of Grayskull!
I don't know. I feel like he's more of an Alan.
Whoa.
I kind of am.
Alan's pretty reasonable in the movie.
I haven't seen the movie.
I do love a good Michael Cera role.
I'm talking about just the toys, guys. I
Yeah.
haven't seen the movie.
Alan
Alan is a toy based on a real toy from Barbie.
You're a toy.
You know that.
Peanut Gallery Bailey, back in action. Thank you for being here, my lovely girlfriend. I appreciate you very much for putting up with us. Brad, Nate, before we jump into everything, obviously this is a movie podcast, first and foremost. It's not a TV show podcast, and it's definitely not a Christmas podcast or anything else. It's just a movie podcast. But I will tell you, this weekend at the box office, something pretty magical happened, and I kind of want to talk about it right off the front part of this here. Barbie and Oppenheimer both opened tremendously this weekend, and it really, obviously, Hollywood can't capitalize on it because, you know, there's a strike going on, but they are, they basically have every reason to celebrate, and yet, do you think we're going to come any closer to resolving this writer's strike and now this SAG-AFTRA?
SAG-AFTRA.
AFTRA.
Yeah, you're thinking of Ad Astra, which is a movie with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But no, it's. I mean, this won't help. I mean, they're kind of unrelated. Like, they're not like sitting there waiting. Like, okay, if the box office is good this weekend, we're going to come to the writers and actors with a fair deal.
But think about it. If they got movies that are doing so well, they're like, well, shit, we got to get back to making these things. So the concessions need to be
of
made.
course.
That's what I'm talking about.
But at the same time, like, it's not as if the strike is really going to push back any follow. Like, first of all, they're not doing an Oppenheimer sequel, so don't worry about that.
They're not. Why not?
And even if they want to do a Barbie sequel, like, it's going to take a while to get that together because they're not going to jump into it immediately. Greta Gerwig, she's got 2 Narnia movies she's supposed to direct and everything.
I've not heard a single thing about a sequel for Barbie.
I know they had talked about it behind the scenes, but they didn't put any plans into place. There's no teaser in this movie of like, oh, here's what the next movie might be about. You know, they would have to take some real time to really think about it and figure out what they would want to do rather than just trying to cash grab. Let's hurry up and get out there.
The second one's going to be set in Australia. It's going to be called Shrimp on a Barbie.
And that's the show, guys. Thanks for coming. But no, Barbie opened up north of 155 million, I think, which is huge domestic.
It's made 337 worldwide already.
And Oppenheimer came in, I think, around the 85 million mark.
Yeah, it's worldwide is 175. So
which is
crazy.
huge for a 3-hour R-rated movie. You know,
and honestly, this is one of the first times that I can remember the stark contrast between two movies being a draw to see them both on the same day.
It's funny. It's inspired conversation online of like when there have been previous kind of juxtaposed movies like that. Like when Dark Knight came out, Mamma Mia came out at the same time.
I don't remember.
No one's ever done like a thing where like it became the social media
Barbenheimer.
sensation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my boys and I and a couple of our friends went to go see both movies yesterday.
And you were not alone. Clearly, hundreds of thousands of people did the same thing. We're like, well, whole day at the theater, which is what the theaters want.
It was so much fun. It was magical. It was one of the best days in a movie theater. I spent a lot of days in movie theaters.
People were dressing up wearing all pink. Some people were changing shirts between movies, like going from pink to dark colors.
All right, well, Bailey, you want to go to see the movies tomorrow? Let's just take the day off.
I just want you to know that it's over now, so like you're not gonna have any fun.
I can't go tomorrow on a Monday?
You can go, but like no one's gonna be there to like have fun with you.
Oh, okay. Well,
these are two
films. Want to talk about some
so
TV shows?
do see in the theater, both of them actually. Barbie is a comedy, and we've talked about this before on the show, where oftentimes comedies don't have the biggest draw in a theater. Obviously, this is breaking all of that. But also, it's so much fun. It is. Yeah. Greta Gerwig created a world, and it is fun to live in the world. And there's so many great actors, great performances. Ryan Gosling, obviously, is he's getting a lot of praise for his role. What I love about Ryan Gosling getting a lot of praise for it is he was critiqued. Margot Robbie looks like Barbie. Nobody questioned that. But a lot of people were like, well, why Ryan Gosling, right? And then you see his abs, and you're like, no, I get that.
Well, but we will get, obviously, into probably some of the last movies that you've seen have been Barbenheimer. But Brad, we got to start the show the proper way.
Thanking our sponsors.
Yeah, let's get into the sponsorship of the show. Who legitimately wrote a check this week?
Well, guys, let me ask you a question.
Oh, no.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you love going to the county fair?
Yes.
You love getting...
I don't anymore. I used to, but no.
Interesting.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna yes and you, buddy.
No,
yes,
yes,
I do.
No,
You
I
love
don't.
you love getting some treats at the
I
fair.
really do.
Yeah.
I do love that.
What are some of your favorite treats?
I like the elephant ears, and I
Uh-huh.
like corn dogs.
That's great.
And I like the barbecue parfait.
Parfait?
Yep,
Interesting.
that's what I'm gonna call
That's
it.
not how you say that word.
I've only seen it written.
It. That's not true. I know you've seen Shrek.
It's a parfait.
You ever see somebody that say, "Hey, you like parfait?" They say, "Hey, no, I don't like the parfait." Parfait is delicious.
I love parfaits. There's a barbecue parfait at
Yeah,
the at the
it
fair.
wasn't there this year.
No, it wasn't, and I looked for it, and I got rib tips instead, and sirloin tips, and they were still very good.
But
Sirloin
and-
tips are great. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite. The potatoes.
At the LaPorte County Fair, where the barbecue parfait used to be, they did have another station, and they had the big turkey legs. And I'm a sucker for some. Big
Are you
old
really? I've
turkey
never.
legs.
I feel.
Ooh, I
do you
love
feel
'em.
like a man when you eat that.
I feel like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like that's Renaissance Fair stuff that I would actually want to do. Like
It's
go
great.
to a Renaissance Fair and have a
But you
big
don't want
turkey
to
leg.
carry around the turkey leg at
No.
the fair.
No.
not
That's
at the
part.
fair.
That's part of it, though. That's part of the fun. Is just carrying it around and just munching
No,
on
at
it.
the Renaissance Fair where you fit in doing
No,
that. At the fair, you just look like a weirdo.
You fit in at the fair.
Yeah,
Which
I mean,
is like
most
the
people
grease
do look
running
like a
down
weirdo
your
at the fair.
forearm.
No, there's napkins and stuff.
All right, fair enough.
They give you a glove.
Anyway,
Anyway, what other treats you like?
this is why I don't fucking yes and you.
No. So there's a new limited edition flavor pack of candies. You ever had the Mamba chewy candies?
I mean, I used to when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I protect my teeth a little more.
So they're not like chewy in the way that dots are. Dots are the ones that are menacing for your teeth. Like I can't like dots.
I
And
have a loose filling right now, but
Jujubes.
I don't know that I need to be doing this.
these are more like a high chews or like the fruity Tootsie Rolls. The
Okay, I like a good
Gesundheit.
fruity Tootsie
So
Roll.
these are shut the fuck up, Ben. These are Mamba Fun Park edition. And
What's a fun part?
What's a fun part?
Fun Park is like a fair, but like it's also fun. Anyway, so there's 4 flavors in here. I'm not going to tell you what they are. Instead, I'm going to pass out a flavor. Ben, here's a flavor for you.
All right. And you listen.
Nate,
I
here's a
went
flavor
on
for you.
plenty of fun parks when I was in high school.
Did you lose that one? Do you need another one? Okay, we're good. All right, so Ben, what color is yours?
Mine is green.
Okay, and Nate, what color is yours?
Pink.
Okay, perfect.
But no. In the inside, my candy is colored pink.
I know that was confusing to me as well. when I tried them earlier, I was like,
Now I don't trust you.
and there's a reason why, because there's actually supposed to be 4 flavors in here, but they only gave me 3, and they gave me 2 of one of the flavors. So I'm like, did they just fuck up this pack? And I'm just like, just ruined.
Is
now?
this is just bubble gum?
No.
No, that's not. His well, your flavor is different than his. So
Was it like toffee or taffy or whatever?
you're kind of on the
Mine was
path.
like a strawberry shortcake.
You're close with yours.
Yeah, mine too.
Kind of.
Mine is also like a strawberry shortcake.
So yours is candy apple. So like the apple is very subtle. Though.
It's the caramel for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so
Guys, I'm bad at tasting things. Is this dark chocolate?
He's got long COVID symptoms.
is this peanut brittle?
Pizza.
Nate, yours is raspberry popcorn.
See why? Okay.
Why?
No.
Why?
No.
Who would do that? Why?
If you were able to eat that,
Why are
you know
you
what this is?
messing
This
with
is
God's
raspberry.
good creation
This is
right
raspberry
now?
popcorn.
That was the one flavor I was like,
fuck?
okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get this because
Yeah,
that flavor
that was-
just seems like nonsense.
But there was no popcorn to it.
So that like, again, kind of similar to the apple, the popcorn flavor is a little more subtle, but you do get a little bit of like that jelly bean popcorn flavor mixed with the raspberry.
I didn't get it.
It's just a teeny bit,
Thank you to
tiny.
What? Kobe Bryant's company, Mamba.
Thanks to Kobe Bryant's company, Mamba.
All right.
And then there's
Who
blueberry
makes Mamba?
Blueberry slushy is another flavor, and then strawberry cotton candy in here as well. But that's the one flavor they didn't give me. They really fucked me on that one. So thanks, Mamba Fun Park. But
Whoa! Don't make fun of the sponsor. They're our sponsor.
I didn't make fun of them. I just said thanks.
You
for,
just kind of felt bamboozled.
Yeah. I just,
hornswoggled.
yeah. I feel like they really just put some
So guiled?
skullduggery out
Would you
there.
say you were a little bit guiled?
Yeah, just a tiny.
Okay. Hoodwinked? Okay.
All right.
Fucked. So I found these at Aldi, which is probably why the packaging is messed up. They probably gave them the ones that are bad.
Oh my God!
Don't.
disparage Aldi.
Exactly. I shop at the Aldi.
Yeah, but they usually get the damaged stuff.
They don't. That's not what that is.
No, but Aldi does.
Ollie's.
Aldi has a lot of good stuff. Aldi,
Go to Ollie's.
Yeah. So yeah, Mamba Fun Park. Thanks for sending us 3 out of 4 flavors.
Lou Bega Mamba number 5.
I wish they would come out with a special Mamba
Right?
number 5.
Yeah.
5 flavors. They only give me 4 though.
Jessica, Brandy, Loretta, and honey. I don't know.
You nailed that one.
Yep. those are all the names he says.
Those are all
Jessica,
female.
Brandy, Loretta.
I think I said Loretta. That's a name.
Tinky.
Tinky, Padawan. What?
Okra.
Any hoozles, guys. We're having a good time. Thank you for their sponsoring the show, Mama Number 5. So moving on. Is Barbie the last movie you saw, or Oppenheimer?
No, neither.
Did you watch your assignments?
Yeah.
Nate, did you watch your assignment?
I did. Did you?
I did. I never start.
Did you watch, like...
I'll start. I can start.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I never ever start.
Yeah.
Nate, what's the last movie you saw?
I want to hear. No, I signed you a movie.
No, Paddington.
Yeah.
I saw Paddington.
The first one, right?
Yeah.
No, I specifically went
Started
and
on
watched
the
Paddington 2.
Well, there was that one time we gave you a movie, like you gave you How to Train Your Dragon. You decided to watch all three of them.
Well, yeah, because I watched the first one and then the second and third.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
remember,
know.
he doesn't have any time right now, so he barely watched Paddington.
I got done with it about 15 minutes before the podcast, and I will tell you, it's whimsical and fun and silly and just a wonderful movie. And
Is it so much fun?
It is
Yeah.
just so much fun. And the guy that plays Q in the new
Ben Whishaw.
Yep, that's his name. He's the voice of Paddington, and it's very apropos. And Nicole Kidman as a Cruella de Vil style monster in this very, very strange take for that. But I liked it. I mean, she was fine, but definitely not my favorite part of the film. I loved the family interaction, and man, it was really, really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Hugh Grant's great in that as well.
5
He's
stars.
in the second one.
He's not in the first one.
I thought he is in the first one.
Nope, he's the villain in the second one.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler alert. Thanks for that, Nate. Now I don't even need to see it.
Sorry. My bad.
Anyway, saw that, and that's pretty much the only movie that
That's the only movie you saw this week?
Did you watch any good TV shows?
I watched the pilot episode of Mad Men last night.
No, when's that set?
1954. When Oppenheimer came out.
Just making a little joke about our banter
no,
before the
it's
podcast.
10 years
Ben didn't know when this
Anyway,
was set.
no, I will think on it, but I can't remember any other movies we watched this week.
Mad Men has the presence and cinematic nature of a movie, so
Sure.
we'll count that.
that's
Mad Men is an incredible show, though. It's the performances, the
Okay, that's
writing,
fine. Yeah.
the production value.
Okay,
It is
sure.
an unbelievable
Okay.
TV show.
Nate, what about you, buddy? What's the last movie you saw?
Do we want to have a separate conversation on Barbenheimer again, like just us that have seen it, or do you want me to get into it now?
Any way we can remove Ben from the conversation,
All right.
I'm on board
So
with.
the first film I saw was Barbie, and it stars Margot Robbie as Barbie.
Now, what is Barbie?
It is a toy made by Mattel.
Okay.
Next question.
Do you want to give any more details on what that is for those who don't know?
So
What?
So there was a lot of question when this film got announced, and then as soon as Greta Gerwig was attached to it, I thought, okay, there's going to be something done to this. But I had a lot of questions about what you could do with a Barbie film and give it the heart and the depth that Greta Gerwig has in many of her films, and she pulls it off beautifully. There is philosophical questions in this film. It's funny, but also there's a lot of depth. There's actually some emotional scenes in this as well, where Margot Robbie plays some scenes I think that are just genuinely beautiful scenes as Barbie thinking about humanity. And so I really enjoyed this film. Did you see it before this weekend, Brad? Had you already done a pre-release on this or no?
I mean, I saw it before the weekend, but I saw it when it hit the general public just because it was hard for me to make it to both Oppenheimer and Barbie press screenings. Initially, they were actually both on the same night, and then they added an earlier Barbie screening, but it was too late for me to make it work at that point. So I saw it Thursday afternoon, and even Thursday afternoon, it was clear that Barbie was going to be big because usually you can kind of gauge roughly how big a movie's going to be, seeing how many people are in our theater in Michigan City, Indiana, and it's usually not a lot,
On a Thursday.
on a Thursday. But Thursday afternoon, 3:00, the theater was half full.
Whoa.
So
What do you think it is about this film that has caught the attention of so many people? Is it because kids and adults like it?
I can't chime in too much about this. I haven't seen it, so here's where I will chime in. I am off of all TV, right? I don't, and it's not a slam on the podcast. Haha. I don't watch any live TV. I don't have cable.
Yeah,
it's all streaming, right? And all my streaming services, I pay the extra $2 a month, and I don't have the ads. I don't watch ads on
Daddy
YouTube.
Warbucks over here.
But what I'm saying is, even though I watched no commercials whatsoever, the marketing for this movie was everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw multiple trailers on stuff that I don't even normally.
They've been doing marketing for 50 years, over 50 years.
Well, I mean, that's hilarious. But for this movie, I even saw whatever. I probably saw a billboard for it when I was driving to Chicago. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
They went crazy with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first ever major studio Barbie movie. There have been straight to DVD animated movies. There have been, a bunch of TV productions, that kind of thing.
It is a developed brand.
Yeah, and Barbie is one of the biggest toys in the world, so it's a huge brand
So why
name.
didn't the He-Man movie go over so well?
But a big push also came from just this natural pairing of Oppenheimer and Barbie, of this weird juxtaposition of a movie that is this 3-hour historical drama from Christopher Nolan and this pink, bright, bubbly comedy featuring a doll that is played by Margot Robbie, and so that made a lot of fun for people to go to theaters and do this weird double feature, and tons of people really did turn out and do what they called Barbenheimer double features.
And so I mean it has its own Wikipedia page, Barbenheimer, because it is a cultural
thing.
moment, right? It is a moment in
All
culture.
this means, though, is the studio is going to go crazy and be like, you know what we need to do? Okay, we're developing Thundercats. Somebody get Spielberg, Schindler's List 2. Put them on the same weekend.
I just think there was something organic about it as well, that it just came out and people just said, yeah, give us both of those. They're also two unique movies, right? It's not a sequel. It's not a redoing.
Original,
Well, I mean, Barbie is very well established intellectual property, so it's not necessarily as original as.
But they're not.
This isn't a tentpole film.
No. Well, yeah, it is. It's literally the definition of a tentpole.
No, it's not a franchise film. It's not relying on a sequel. This isn't the third and
of course.
and last Pirates of the Caribbean.
Of course.
Yeah.
But there is still some.
It is the first live action Barbie I think they've done, though. But yeah, exactly. It is a original. It is not a sequel film, right?
Right.
But like you said, obviously a developed brand. I mean, Oppenheimer is a name that many of us know as well.
And there's a lot of Oppenheimer dolls out there too.
Yeah, now there will be.
They're
Go to
really
Etsy.
charred.
He didn't die in the explosion.
I haven't seen the movie.
You know history.
I don't.
No, he doesn't. I did get to see Oppenheimer as well. I saw that on essentially it's like an IMAX film theater.
So this
here.
is one you didn't watch on your phone.
I didn't watch this one.
Okay.
No, and I recommend not to. I mean, I'm a big fan of watching it on your phone, but this is not one that you probably want to see on the phone. This film is. I left this film feeling like I just saw a masterpiece of a film, like from beginning to end. Not just in the performances. The performances are fantastic. I mean, just incredible performances. Direction, obviously wonderful. Christopher Nolan it has a little bit of an artistic flair, so he does a lot of kind of juxtaposition between he'll show you kind of almost a screen. You're going, what is this? It looks like it's kind of an exploding thing. There's just these. He's telling a story through some of the visualization as well, but also just the audio engineering and the mixing and how Brad, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a very specific scene that is silent, and that scene is just incredible.
Yeah.
And I left the film just it's why you go to movie theaters. It is why you go, because you in that moment there was something that you disappeared from in your life and you entered a whole different world. Yeah. And he did it. And it's just one of my favorite films I've seen.
This is also something where my cousin's kid works for me every once in a while. He's 22, I think. And he raved about this film. I've never even talked to the kid about a movie before. And he knows I like movies. So he came in, he's like, you know what I saw? Whoa. Oppenheimer. Oh, really? Dude, you got to see it. It was, so if you're 20 years old or you're 90 years old, you're probably going to like this film.
Yeah. Yeah. And Cillian Murphy, you know what he kind of reminded me of in this? Almost like a Daniel Day-Lewis performance. Like it was so in it. Like it was just so amazing that he lived in this role.
And it's
so
not
perfectly.
It's not a super showy performance
Nope.
either. It's not like a Bill the Butcher in Gangs of New York or even Daniel Plainview in There Will Be
it's
Blood.
more like the Phantom Thread.
Yeah, honestly, that's actually a good comparison. I know you're making a joke, but
see how I fall into.
But
jokes,
Daniel
Brad?
Day-Lewis though often
Fall into
kind
facts.
Shit.
lives into these roles and like I said, and does it in such a beautiful, wonderful way that you forget it's an actor almost. And Cillian Murphy, man, if he doesn't win Best Actor for this, he's just so good.
Well, there's a lot of year left.
Nope.
You know, I
Nope.
mean, he'll
Nope.
definitely be in the running.
It's him.
But yeah, no, this Oppenheimer is.
What do you have against him?
Is just spectacular. You know, it's a 3-hour movie. It goes by in a breeze. Like it doesn't feel long at all. It's so dense and like it's so well written. The visuals are stunning too, especially like you talked about. You know, the way that Christopher Nolan has visualized like what you know we refer to as essentially the atomic world, because it's representing, you know, how Oppenheimer kind of sees the world. He understands, you know, quantum physics and like what lies beneath, you know, what we see with with our naked eye, and the way that he, you know, represents how Oppenheimer's mind works with these visuals, which they did not use CGI to create. They actually did them practically, which is a whole other thing that I'm fascinated and curious about.
I read though sometimes now it is cheaper to actually do it instead of CGI. It sometimes
for sure
is cheaper just to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's I couldn't be more pleased with this movie. I genuinely think that it might be Christopher Nolan's best movie, because
I agree.
Because I thought about it, and I love The Dark Knight, I love Inception, but I feel like this might be his best movie.
What I loved about this, because I'm such a big Aaron Sorkin fan, dialogue was as close to an Aaron Sorkin film. Like it was just so moving. Not that Christopher Nolan isn't a good writer, but it had that kind of almost. There were times ping-pongy rhythm, but also, you know, you're being introduced to literally dozens of characters, but you're remembering the characters because their dialogue is so good. And Emily Blunt has a wonderful performance in this, and they're complex characters. It's also not a very. It's not. There's certainly a worldview, but it's not a preachy film either, because you go home asking the same questions that Oppenheimer is asking,
and it's
you know?
it's supposed to be like from his perspective, and also Strauss's perspective, the character that Robert Downey Jr. plays, who I also want to add is stellar in this movie, because he's not doing what he normally does.
It did take me a couple scenes to realize, oh, that's Robert Downey Jr. Like, because he plays a little older version of himself.
Did they have any problems with the audio that he's been kind of known for lately?
Robert Downey Jr.?
No, Christopher. Like.
No, I personally didn't notice anything this time.
It was perfect where I was. Yeah,
good. No, I see, 'cause the last couple movies, honestly, that's been the feedback. It's like, great movie, but I don't know what they're doing with the audio
sometimes,
mixing.
he does make weird audio choices previously where dialogue has been hard to understand, but I didn't think there were any problems this time.
It was an experience. Go see it in the theater.
I think that we actually should take the day tomorrow, and let's go.
I'm going to circle back and talk about Barbie, because it is even better than I thought it was going to be, just because it's very funny and self-aware in the same way that the Lego movie was, but it hits topics that are a little bit more mature, and it does so with a lens that is really criticizes in a way the legacy of Barbie, while also accepting it and saying, hey, some of the things that you think about Barbie aren't necessarily accurate, and the things that, maybe have been wrong with Barbie, maybe, you shouldn't apply, so much, pressure, because it's the exact same kind of pressure that you put on women every day, and that kind of thing. And there's a lot of really smart things to say about it in this movie. America Ferrera in particular has a great monologue that I went to go see the movie with my mom, and like she just really, really liked that scene a lot, and she loved the movie as well. But it's so funny. I mean, Ryan Gosling really is a scene stealer. It's Margot Robbie's movie, and she is fantastic in it. But Ryan Gosling, man, he is.
There's a song in there because it is almost a musical. Honestly,
well, I'm out.
There is a song in there that Ryan Gosling sings. It was just one.
If I was a Ken doll, la 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 la.
No, man.
The more important question: are we typecasting Will Ferrell as a toy villain after being in the Lego movie and now?
No, because I mean,
I'm kidding. It's a joke, Brad. That was a joke.
But it is pretty.
That's kind of fair.
Similar, yeah.
Did I just fall into another fact?
I think
cool.
A little bit.
Brad keeps telling me that I make jokes, and then like I'm just screwing around. That like, that guy was in that, and he actually was.
Yeah.
So because I'm dumb and I just fall into facts.
Yeah, he does.
So let's just keep track of that, listener.
Though there is a little bit of similarity to that, but his character takes a different turn. So
yeah, but no, it's I would recommend seeing both as soon as you can in theaters. They are absolutely worth it. They are a lot of fun, very enjoyable movies in different ways.
Bailey reminded me, because I'm so dumb, that I did watch another movie.
What?
I watched The Flash.
Oh, what did you think?
That's the first movie that I can remember in ever that if you could take it scene by scene and rate it on the Rotten Tomato score, it'd be like this scene, this 5 to 10 minutes, 99%, followed by 2%, followed by 77%,
It was very
followed by
inconsistent.
4%. Like it's not things in the scene, it's the scenes themselves. It is so baffling to me that they chose the CGI that they chose and the way that they chose it.
Right.
It throws you so far. It's so uncanny valley. The Polar Express looked better in a lot of ways.
Don't hate on the
It's
Polar
so
Express.
fucking terrible. It takes you so out of it. And it's like, you guys had so much money. Why did you fuck this up so bad?
Yeah.
Also, why did you shoot the double scenes with Ezra Miller the way that you did? It's all so messed up.
Yeah.
Because there's such a good movie in there. There's such a good movie in there.
I think it's still a pretty good movie.
No,
I
and
didn't
honestly,
like- I thought it was okay. Honestly,
we came out of the film. Bailey and I kind of agreed that, like, I'm glad I watched it. I'm so glad that I didn't just listen to, oh, it's a piece of shit, don't watch it, because that's out there. I'm glad we watched it. I wish it could have been better, especially for some of the amazing cameos that they have. Obviously, Michael Keaton is the best part of this film.
he is by far
the best. Well, Ezra Miller's performance, unfortunately, he's a piece of shit, but the guy knows how to act as Barry Allen, right?
Yeah.
He's fantastic as the Flash.
He's good there. I just didn't like. I didn't like a lot of the fight scenes, especially the stuff with Zod.
That part was not.
It wasn't good to me.
No.
Like I wasn't compelled by the fighting.
You cannot tell me that, like, I laughed out loud multiple times at the clever writing that they had in those scenes that were very good.
I think my favorite thing was when they had the conversation about the alternate universe, and they're like, "No, Eric Stoltz is Marty
and
McFly."
They didn't just, like, that wasn't a nugget.
Yeah.
They did it for a bit, and I'm like, that's good,
Yeah.
right? Are we doing any spoilers yet for it, or is it too...
Yeah, fuck it. No one's watching it.
Yeah. So I really wish
nobody wins.
I really wish they would have actually gotten Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
Because Nicolas Cage famously, and I mean very famously, pushed so hard in the 90s to play Superman.
Yeah.
He really wanted to.
It was going to be a Timothy.
Well, he was like he was supposed to be.
it was gonna
supposed
be a Tim Burton,
Yeah,
right?
it was supposed to be Tim Burton Superman. They did a suit fitting. There are pictures of him in the suit and everything.
And then it obviously never came to fruition. Therefore, my thought is, if you approach Nicolas Cage for real and say, we don't just want to buy your likeness, we'd like you to be he would have done it. Like,
I mean, sure, but that's probably more expensive. And then you're talking about actually making.
Is it more expensive than the? Well, yeah. Then because I could have designed CGI better than that. So sure.
But yeah, it would have been more expensive to do that, I'm sure, because then you got to make him a suit that actually fits him today and all that stuff. And but yeah, it's that entire sequence is just bonkers weird and just.
But then they have a real cameo by George Clooney, and it's fantastic. Like, I love just seeing him there. Right? It's so good.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh, I don't know, man.
But you had to liked how Marvel did it better with Spider-Man, though, right?
Oh, of course. I mean, there's
it was a much better film.
Well, they got the real people to do the real thing, and, like, again, there is no reason that they. I mean, they made a bold choice to try to do, like, when they. I don't know, what do you want to call it? Like the orb.
It's the Chrono Bowl.
Okay, there we go. The Chrono Bowl. Every scene with that, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You shit the bed there, DC. Like,
it didn't. Yeah.
But yeah, it's and honestly, like. It's a bummer because they were hoping that Michael Keaton was going to have a much larger presence in Marvel DC movies going forward. And there was just an article recently that came out talking about how they were hoping to have Michael Keaton and his older Bruce Wayne kind of be like the Nick Fury of this, like, ongoing DC, and that would have been awesome.
Yeah,
and they could have done.
He's the world's greatest detective.
They could have done Batman Beyond. You know, they could have done all this cool stuff. And
can I also say,
can they not do like him as a standalone and just make it good?
They could if they wanted to, but I think based on the box office reception of The Flash, superhero movies in general, James Gunn's new DC universe, they're probably not going to do that.
I do know that they listen. So DC, the heads of DC listen. If you gave Michael Keaton the
Jimmy
Batman,
Gunn's a big fan of this, actually.
The Batman Beyond treatment, everyone would go see that movie.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do that.
I'm going to say this. I love Michael Keaton as Batman, my favorite, right? I'm also partial to. I like Ben Affleck's Batman as well.
Are you guys
okay with Ben Affleck?
I liked him I liked his performance in the Flash.
That's
was
what I'm saying. I thought
he's okay.
I just like the tone of that Batman. A little bit older, a little more cynical. Maybe not cynical, but just a little more
worldly?
pragmatic. You know.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think I would like him more if I didn't have such a bad taste in my mouth from Zack Snyder's movies.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to how I would like Henry Cavill as Superman more if he wasn't in Zack Snyder's Superman movies.
Yep.
You know?
That's fair. It's unfortunate they couldn't afford Brandon Routh, though. That's a shocker.
Yeah, Roth.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Routh.
He's doing okay.
Yeah, but he
Aquaman.
wasn't- I mean, they couldn't get the 20 grand together to. Put
I mean,
in
there's
this movie?
there's a lot of people that loved his.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying like, but he's not really doing much. Why didn't you put him in the multiverse scene?
Well, they didn't need all of the Superman.
They should have though.
They didn't bring Tom Welling in.
They should have. That's what I'm saying. Like they should have.
It would
What
be
is
fun.
Tom Welling doing now?
Comic Cons.
Yeah,
I honestly,
no,
like,
really.
We went to, when we saw him at the Chicago Comic Con, we went to go see Chris Evans.
Is he
was,
still-
and the line was half as long.
Is he still
half as
decently
long.
looking, or did he age like us?
No, he doesn't age like us. Hollywood
Okay.
studio people don't age like
Yeah.
us.
I mean, because he's not. Is he still doing things at all?
I think
yeah, he's doing
still-
Comic Cons.
I know, but how much is he making on doing comic?
Probably 50 grand
That's it. Yeah,
In a
exactly.
weekend.
in a weekend.
Oh, in a weekend.
Yeah.
It's like his annual salary is 50 grand, and he has to go to
I did
20
the-
Comic
I did
Cons.
this. I think we talked about this on the podcast. We did the stupid back of the envelope math when for Chris Evans. I thought he made like $2 million that weekend doing that legitimately, and so yeah, if Tom Welling could make 50 grand in a weekend, yeah, he's gonna do
Yeah,
it.
If I could make 50 grand on a weekend, I would do terrible things.
You guys, I know you can't see him right now, but the way he said that, he
Yeah.
There was
means
something
it.
going on.
Like
He's thought about this.
There's
He's
gonna be-
thought about
yeah,
it.
if you tell me I can make $50,000 in a weekend, there are very few limits that I will
And
not
the thing
approach.
is the world is so much better with Brad's limits.
Yeah, because
so
he looked at me like I would hurt people, and he kind of meant it.
Oh, I was thinking more like sexual stuff. But no, the murder's fine too.
It can murders can be sexual.
Listen, I got a lot of student loan debts. So yeah, if you want to reach out to me, look at Brad's junk on Instagram and let's figure something out, guys.
Comic Con though, it's kind of like with I was reading an article about like the cameo like culture where there's celebrities that are making significant money just doing like minute-long videos.
Absolutely.
In Tom Welling or worse,
And
kind
we're
of
talking cameo, not in the film, but cameo the website. where
yeah,
you can hire
exactly.
them, yeah.
Where for $250,
And you can cut this if you want, but
like Tom Arnold, these kind of guys.
we
that are-
did when I was doing the escape room back in 2019. We threw together as kind of a super beta test. I put together a Nicolas Cage escape room where I just had themes from. I borrowed my friend is a beautician, and so I borrowed a mannequin head and with long hair, and I taped a wig, or I taped a key behind his ear, and you had to turn on a fan, and it would blow his hair back like in
that's
Con
fun.
Air, and then you find the key, right? So I did a bunch of stuff like that in this room, and I hired via Cameo Michael Bain to do a cameo from The Rock, and he's like, "Oh, I worked with Nick Cage on The Rock." And he did the introduction to our escape room, our Nicolas Cage escape room. It was like $100. No. Sorry, it was $199 to do that. And it was for my birthday. And I thought we're going to throw this room together and have all my friends come through and do it. So at the beginning of the video, we showed, you remember, we showed you that. It was so cool to have that guy, legitimate actor, Michael Bain, on Cameo.
From Aliens, The Terminator.
Yeah, he's a very, very famous actor. If you wouldn't know his name, but you'd see him, and you'd be like, oh, that guy's a famous actor.
Yeah,
So anyway,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, it was cool.
So that's our What Happened to Tom Welling podcast for you.
And Michael Bain.
Yeah. So you saw The Flash. That's
Yeah, no, and honestly, there was so much right with it that I liked it enough. But man, there was
There was a better movie somewhere there, right?
so much better.
All right, let me get to my assigned movie real quick. I was assigned a movie that was released in July 25th, 2012 by my buddy. It was assigned to me by my buddy Brad, called Ruby Sparks, a film I actually hadn't even heard of.
Oh, really?
I don't even know what that is.
really.
I'm not joking.
So,
I bet you if you saw the trailer, you'd be like, "Oh, I remember this."
no, you might not, because I had not.
But 2012, you probably weren't really like into pop culture.
Wow.
It released in the theaters. It did not do all that
No,
well.
no, it was a lower key,
But
like indie style.
What did it release for you?
I actually really enjoyed it. It's a nice little rom-com. It is at times a
What
little
is
bit paint by numbers. So Paul Dano, who is Zoe Kazan, is that her last name? So Zoe Kazan wrote this film, and this is Paul Dano's Dano or
He
Dano?
said, now in the SNL thing that we did, he says Dano. Like, he says his own name, Dano.
there
So
you
I was
go.
like, well,
So I'm gonna go with Dano then. So him and Zoe Kazan are a couple in real life, and so they've done some projects.
Still?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They got together in 2007. I looked at it, or got married in 2007. Maybe they're before that, but so they have 2 kids and everything. But anyway, she wrote this film. She didn't direct it. It was directed by the same people that did Little Miss Sunshine, another film that Paul Dano was in. One of my favorite. I love that film. But it is So it's about Paul Dano is this writer, a struggling writer that had a lot of success early on. He's not old or anything, but he had success when he was very young as a writer. He's struggling to find out what he wants to write, these kind of things. And kind of like, do you remember the Will Ferrell film Stranger Than Fiction where the thing that is written about becomes the thing that is alive? It kind of is a little bit like that where Paul Dano creates this character and played by Zoe Kazan who comes alive, and it's his girlfriend. And but it's kind of hard to describe the tension in there, but it's like it does love exist if you force it to exist in the way that you do.
Wow.
And so, it is one of those things where he's getting out of this a story that he wants to write because he's also writing a story. But in the meantime, they're also trying to find love with this character that doesn't really exist but does exist, that he willed to exist.
And then it gets into the complications of like relationships and that kind of stuff.
Here's a fun little piece of trivia. Who do you think my mother confuses for Paul Dano every single time she sees him?
Cillian Murphy.
Nope. Nate?
Tom Cruise.
It's Domhnall Gleeson.
Oh, I can see that.
Domhnall Gleeson's like the Irish Paul Dano.
I know. If you put them side by side, they look nothing alike. But
this,
like if you're talking,
they're both pale, lanky dudes. I can see it.
What this film also has is another actor that I love, Chris Messina, who is Paul Dano's brother in this.
He's a scene stealer in most movies.
What?
He's a scene stealer.
Yeah, he really is.
Like, he's awesome.
He's just great in this, and I really love it. So,
and did you like the movie?
I did. I liked it quite a bit. Like I said, I was glad the way it ended up, that they, figured it out. 'Cause I think I've said this before. Like the film. Do you remember the rom-com, The Breakup with? Jennifer Aniston?
And it was real because they didn't actually get back together.
I hated it. Hated it so much.
So it makes it so good.
Nope, hated it. I want my rom-coms to end happy.
What's that?
And it does end happy.
What's the line in there where she fell in some hard times? She fell in some dick, or what was? There's one line in there.
Yeah,
I don't remember that line.
It's something about falling on. Not in Ruby Sparks, but anyway. You know what? That's due for rewatch. I haven't seen that since it came out.
I like it.
I won't watch it.
Jason Bateman, Jon Favreau.
Yeah, gotta have to check that one out again.
Yeah, good stuff.
Brad, what did you get assigned, buddy?
I was assigned a movie by my friend Ben, who loves the action movies.
He does.
Yeah,
He does.
and he
You know what? I'm fine. You know what?
You do.
No, it's fine.
How is that
I
not
haven't-
true?
I haven't said
You're
anything
saying it's
mean.
like a slam. No,
I
you're
haven't
saying
said
it's like
anything mean.
from now on, I'm
You
going to find
love
the
action
most
movies.
boring fucking shit,
He loves the action
and I'll
movies.
send you that. How about
I
that?
didn't even say
I love the good movies. You love the action movies. Go.
Well, I don't like that way of saying that. That's
No, you'll see. You'll see.
rude. It's
From now
rude.
on, what I assign you, very
I
different.
haven't said anything bad.
I know that you brought it up the way you brought it up. Go on. No, go
There's
ahead.
the tone in your voice.
Go ahead.
So my friend Ben, he loves the action movies. So he assigned me Broken Arrow, a movie that he was surprised I hadn't seen, and
That's why I assigned it to you, because I was surprised you hadn't seen it.
No, I know, and I just kept putting it off for a long time. It's like it's the kind of movie where I'm very aware of what it was. I can
So tell the people.
I can remember the trailer to this day. And this is a John Woo movie, the same guy who directed Mission Impossible 2 and Face Off. And so it's a movie that stars John Travolta and Christian Slater, and they are pilots, and they fly a stealth bomber. And they're running like a test, basically, with the bomber. And John Travolta turns out has some kind of scheme where he's going to steal the nuclear bombs that are aboard the stealth bomber. He tries to kill Christian Slater, but doesn't work out. And so John Travolta has this plan to try and make just a shit ton of money off of taking these nuclear bombs and basically holding the government ransom and all this jazz. And so it's because it's John Woo, and this was like the 90s. It has a very face-off energy to it. This was a couple years after John Travolta had his big comeback with Pulp Fiction, and he's really hamming it up, having a good time as the bad guy in this one. And the one thing that I always remember from this movie is the line, because it was all over the trailers, and this trailer was one of the VHSs I had when I was younger had this trailer on it. And I remember.
So let's just put it out. This trailer wasn't everywhere. It was at the normal places.
No, I think it was everywhere.
No, but Brad had it on a VHS tape, and so he thought.
I think it was everywhere.
He's like, it played on everything.
Because I always remember the John Travolta line, "Ain't it cool?" And funnily enough, if you don't know this,
Ain't It Cool News?
Ain't It Cool News is named Ain't It Cool, or it's like not really a great website anymore, but it was like the beginning of like online movie news nerd culture.
Didn't that guy get in trouble for some
He
sex
did.
stuff?
He did. He's done some sexual weird things.
Cool.
And yeah, he's a kind of a creep.
Ain't it cool?
Harry Knowles. But yeah, Ain't It Cool is that's where that name of that website came from. Is that line from John Travolta? So, but this was a fun movie. You know, it's not quite as good as a Face Off. You know, it's
Sure, no, it's the B version of that, but it's still good.
It's pretty good. I don't
For what it was. Sorry, you can't judge it against nowadays stuff. But
Why
in the
can't you?
'90s, it came
What
out.
film
and
is good
It was
if it's
just
good?
as good as like something like, I want to say it was kind of on par with like. It wasn't quite as good as The Rock, but it was.
No,
it was,
that's the thing is like these are all the movies that I was thinking of: The Rock, Con Air,
Air.
Face Off. This movie is nowhere near that good.
it's not nowhere near.
There are some
You're
really
in a sensitive time, I think for Benny.
This is no Hard Rain.
there are some
Okay, have you seen Hard Rain?
Hard Rain's good.
Okay, now, God damn it! This is no Chill Factor. You get out of here with that.
Skeet Ulrich is a saint. No, but there's some cool set pieces. One thing I appreciate about movies from the '90s, especially, is tangible explosions. And they do a good job with them. They do some great miniature work here that you can tell. But there's some solid sequences for sure.
This is no chain reaction.
It's another great movie. I don't even know why. But no, I didn't really like Christian Slater in this movie very much.
Yeah,
he
honestly,
doesn't really seem like he brings much to the table.
That's kind of where it falls flat.
He was doing a lot of work
He
at
was.
this time.
So
This was probably the height of his career.
What it was supposed to be.
he did Hard Rain.
He did. 2 years later.
So it was supposed to be like the more of the everyman going against like a guy who is a professional, and he ropes in this park ranger, and their dynamic is just.
And it's Emily Smithson, I think her name
Yeah.
is. She's the one who played Princess Daisy in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yes, so she was, again, a known actress.
Are you talking
at the
about
time.
Samantha Mathis?
Samantha Mathis. I mixed up those letters.
And I was just agreeing because I'm like, sure, that's what that is. But no, that part of it did not work as well.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
It was enjoyable. So one fun thing is, Howie Long is in this movie.
Oh boy.
The football player, sports commentator. He used to play football, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He plays a bad guy.
Yeah, he plays a bad guy, and his death scene. He falls off. He gets kicked off the train by Christian Slater off a bridge and into a river, and the scream that emanates from him. I'm going to play it because it is not the Wilhelm
I was
screen.
going to say, is it just the Wilhelms?
It's not the Wilhelm screen. The Wilhelm screen is one of the most famous sound effects, and I'll play it for you so you know what we're talking about here.
Wilhelm?
So this is the Wilhelm screen. That's the Wilhelm, and you'll famously hear that in tons of movies. Like sound effects, people love using it. It's kind of like a tribute at this
So
point.
I was going to say, it was something that they used legitimately. Then it became, if you're a famous director, and you kind of slide it in as an homage.
It's in all the Star Wars movies. It's in a lot of big
Raiders,
blockbusters, and it's a point where people laugh at it when they hear it.
Yeah,
now.
and now, but still, it's in a lot of movies to this day.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. So there is a second scream that is now very famous. Not quite as famous, but it's called the Howie Scream because of Howie Long's role in Broken Arrow. Even though it doesn't originate there, this is the one that made it big. So this is what is known as the Howie Scream.
Okay. I've heard that so many times.
Exactly. And so that originates in an older movie from like 1980 or something like that, but it's been in a bunch of other movies since then. But that was probably the most famous and most dramatic use of it. It's such an exaggerated, loud, long scream. And I heard that and I was like, and I looked it up and that's when I found out that it's the Howie Scream. So
and much like the Wilhelm scream, it wasn't Wilhelm was not the person that screamed it.
Right.
It was a dub from an earlier.
Exactly.
Really, that's crazy.
So the Howie Scream,
Wow.
and if you go look it up, you look up like Howie Scream list, and you can see all the other movies that sound
hearing
effect
that, I was
appears
like,
in.
what could it possibly be? I'm
Exactly.
like, yep, I've heard that a billion
you know
times.
that,
Dude, that's
and
crazy.
and there's a bunch of sound effects like that. Like you'll pretty much always hear the exact same fucking dolphin sounds in movies. You'll hear the exact same like kids laughing when like you're outside in a park or something like that. There are several sounds that like sound people love to reuse, and they're kind of like these just like signature things at this point.
Gotcha.
So Broken Arrow, pretty good, not great, but I'm glad I finally saw it.
Yeah, I'll agree. It's probably not as good as kind of heard the rock or anything, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely not. And
It's still pretty good though.
It's decent. It's solid.
Guys.
The other thing I didn't like about Broken Arrow is everyone knows, I think for the most part, what Dewey's
Decimal system?
song theme is in the Scream franchise.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. That song is used like 5 times as basically like John Travolta's villain theme in this movie, and I'm like, this doesn't work for me because that's Dewey's theme, guys.
So Scream was 98 though.
No,
96 is when Scream came out.
So the same year as this. So who was first?
That's a good question, actually.
Or was it just that they used the same thing at the same time?
they were making the same.
I'm willing
movie,
to bet.
right?
I think that song probably got popular at the same time. So let's see. Scream release.
Scream came out December 20th, 1996.
So it's probably Broken Arrow because I think that was a summer movie.
But that would have been like, it's not like it came out and then the people that were shooting Scream were like, ooh, we're going to do this.
February 9th,
right?
1996.
Production would have been done on both those things.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So yeah, but it doesn't work as well for me in Broken Arrow.
It didn't. It's not because it was Broken Arrow's fault though.
It's a little Broken Arrow's fault.
You know.
Bow, 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 bow.
Bum, 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 bum.
Hey, Benny.
So yeah, Broken Arrow, good.
Trailer time.
It's time, buddy.
Trailer time.
No, it's not. I'm not fucking done talking about my movies, you son of a.
I thought that was going to be. You know what? That was a great transition.
I was going to go with you because you're
right
like
into it, and I was doing
go
it.
ahead.
And then,
Go ahead. Take it.
Just stop it. I also watched.
Cool.
First of all, there's another movie we all watched that we can mention because that way we can plug our other podcast. You dumb fucks.
Paddington 2?
But I watched Slapshot for the first time
Why?
because Paul Newman's in it, and
Well, I mean, you could have said like, oh, I watched Chinatown for the first, because it's a very famous movie, and so is Slapshot. But why specifically did you watch Slapshot?
it was on Netflix.
There you go.
And
Just
it's another one of those movies where I'd been intending to watch it for a while, and I was like, oh, Paul Newman doing a hockey comedy. Yeah, that seems like it's probably going to be pretty good.
Did it hold up?
No.
Yeah, why not, Brad?
I honestly kind of hated it.
It's terrible.
There are things to appreciate about it. First of all, it is a problem that it hasn't aged very well as far as some of the content because there's a lot of homophobic slurs as far as the F-bomb is concerned, things like that are run pretty rampant. But it's also just like comedies during this time were weird because
I wouldn't even call this a comedy. That's the thing.
It is to an extent.
Did you laugh out loud at
I
things?
laughed at a few things. It wasn't. First of all, it's too long. It's a 2-hour movie. It doesn't need to be. If there's a movie that has perfected what this movie was in the time that it came out in the
1977.
1977. Yeah, same year as Star Wars. If there's a movie that perfected what this movie is,
Star Wars.
no, it's Semi-Pro. Semi-Pro is Slapshot, but with basketball and Will Ferrell's sense of humor and that kind of thing. This needed an actual comedian to go through and pepper some like better jokes there because there's some stuff, but like this just
feels
kind
more
of
like Burt Reynolds' Longest Yard.
Yeah, honestly, that's a great way to describe it. And so if you don't know, Paul Newman plays the coach and player of this minor league hockey team, the Charleston Chiefs. And they're on the way out. They're going to be sold to some retirement community in Florida. And so in order to spice things up, he starts getting everyone to just start fighting all the teams that they are. And so it creates this big spectacle and it gets this wave of support behind them. But then there's like, he's got like a thing where like his divorced wife is like kind of lingering in his life, and like there's this weird relationship between one of his players who doesn't like the new approach of fighting and wants to play just old school hockey, and he's got a bad relationship with his wife, and Paul Newman kind of like
fucks her?
No, it doesn't fuck her, but like it seems like he's in a weird way trying to like help her, but also is kind of into her, and like
listen, I
just
know
weird.
Nate, this is not a TV show podcast, but if you want to watch the better version of what Slapshot was supposed to be, there's a show called Shoresy on Hulu, and it's a spin-off from Letterkenny.
Yeah.
And it's about a guy that plays senior league hockey in northern Canada, and it's basically that. The team's on the way out, but it's comedic actors.
Yeah.
So it's very, 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 very funny.
And if you want a movie, that is actually probably the better version of Slapshot.
The Mighty Ducks.
Well, actually, honestly, the Mighty Ducks is Disney's version of Slapshot in many ways. There's a lot of dynamics here that I felt like that they adapted for families.
Can you let me make
in
jokes,
Mighty Ducks.
though?
I can try. But Goon, if you haven't seen Goon with Jay Baruchel and Sean William Scott.
I've not seen that.
Amazing.
I want to.
Oh, yeah.
Great hockey movie, very funny, and it does a lot better what Slapshot was trying to do. So I know that this kind of has a cult following, and like,
oh, it is, yeah.
on some level, I get it, because if there's one thing that's admirable about it, it's because it's set in the 70s. It's set during this time when like things are kind of like uncertain, and it's set in Pennsylvania around these like industrial towns when like
Sure.
these people don't have anything going on. What are they
still,
going to do when the hockey team goes away?
There's way better movies.
Yeah, I do like the three brothers.
Yep.
Who are in this movie? They're very funny, and the dynamic between them and the team that's good stuff.
Nate, you're going to be watching Goon next time, buddy. That's what I'm assigning you that right now because it is very, very good. It's one of my it's an underrated film, I believe.
All right.
So yeah, Slapshot, not great. Wouldn't spend 2 hours on it.
No. Good call, buddy.
Yeah, very, very disappointing. But we all watched Blues Brothers. But we're going to let you hear about that if you want to check out our other podcast, because on our SNL podcast, that's Saturday Night Live.
The 10 to 1.
Yes, the 10 to 1 podcast. We're going to be talking about Saturday Night Live movies every other week for a little while until a new season of Saturday Night Live comes back.
Which is probably going to be after the holidays.
Oh, boy. So we'll see how quickly we run out of Saturday Night Live movies. We've got about 15,
I was going to say, that's 30 weeks.
Yeah,
so that would be almost 3/4 of... Or
And let's be
2/3 of the
honest,
year.
we don't know if we'll do it every other week, but we're going to try.
We're going to do it every other week, and if we don't, I'm going to quit.
Brad and I'll do it. I mean, we're committed to making that podcast.
Yeah, and if you don't want
Well,
to...
you don't watch half the films, all right?
I have not missed a film in quite a while, sir.
To be fair, we can't really do the podcast without Nate. He's like...
He does that all the
He does it all the
time.
time.
Even though he forgets batteries.
Yeah, and he's just like... smells. But yeah, so we all watched the Blues Brothers, and we're going to talk about that on the 10 to 1 podcast if you want to check that out.
Speaking of comedies that might be a little too long, but moving on.
A little tease of some spice from Nate Loucks. Bum, 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 bum.
Time for me and you having fun talking about trailers with my buddy Brad and Nate.
Oh, okay.
We'll take it.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
That's right.
He went from like a Blues Brothers song to just like a weird clown ditty, which,
That's kind of what I'm
Whatever,
known for.
I guess.
That's kind of what I'm known for.
It
You
got
know
a little
what?
bouncier at the
Yeah.
end.
Ben Connor was known for his clown ditties.
yeah, his carnival
Honk,
barks.
honk.
Hey, everybody.
Fuck off.
So we watched a couple trailers for this episode, and we'll start with the new trailer for Marvel's The Marvels, presented by Marvel Studios, featuring Captain Marvel.
We're going to start with Marvel's The Marvels. That sounds like the name of the film.
So this is the sequel to Captain Marvel, and in a way, it's also a sequel to Ms. Marvel, the series on Disney Plus as
It's a
well.
TV show, and I like it.
It is. It's a very good TV show. Ben still hasn't watched it. He doesn't really appreciate television as an art form.
Young women.
Oh boy.
Okay.
We're gonna cut that out. So this is coming out later this year, and it has Brie Larson back as Captain Marvel. It also brings back Teyonah Parris as her friend, Monica Rambeau, and she appeared in WandaVision as the same character, where we saw her get her superpowers. And we have Iman Vellani as Ms. Marvel in this one, and they kind of get teamed up.
She's adorable, by the way.
She is. She's wonderful. And
does so well.
they're forced to team up because for some reason, whenever one of them uses their superpowers, they're all
entangled.
switch places. Yeah. So
It's a good conceit for a movie.
it's a fun premise. And honestly,
And it looks like there's going to be a lot of good comedy around that concept.
yeah.
Yep.
And I like this trailer. I don't think it's quite as good as the first trailer, but it's only because
We see more of what's going on.
It's a weird nitpick, but I liked how they used intergalactic planetary in the first one. In this one, they use it in a similar way, but there's something weird where the lyrics get off rhythm with the music, and I was like, it's like, what's going on? This is not how the song sounds.
Yeah, no, because that's what's happening in the film. They're getting pulled in all these directions.
That's clever, but I guarantee you that's not why they did it.
I mean, I'm just leaning
but no,
into it.
but there's a cool orchestral mix of intergalactic planetary that still lingers in this trailer that I really like, and I hope that gets.
I did
released.
like the first one though. Like you said, that was just it was also just a really good trailer. It was one of my favorites that I've seen this year.
Do you guys have superhero fatigue? Do you have Marvel fatigue?
I have.
I don't for this one because I think that slowly I'm developing a kind of a Jennifer Lawrence Brad situation with Brie Larson.
Oh, okay.
Like I have found her so wonderful in so many films.
She's great.
And now she's gorgeous. In I mean, just it's nice to see her on the screen. So maybe I'll see it.
I am not, but I am not as excited as I once was. So I'm tempered a little bit. If this was a DC film, I'm not looking forward to any of the upcoming DC films that have been made right now, like Aquaman. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that at all. This though, I will definitely see in the theater. I'm really interested to see how they bring these three.
I've heard
Captain
such good
Marvel.
things about the show.
Yep.
What
From
what is
Brad
it?
and I, because
Ms.
we both
Marvel.
like it. But yeah,
Honestly, I'm not going to watch it, but I've heard that it's very, very good. And so the thing that always can hurt a film like this, is when they bring in a young actress or actor that isn't not playing with the big boys, let's say, right? But this kid has a whole series under her belt, and so she will be able to clearly fit in acting wise, like that, and that is real.
What's really cool about Iman Vellani too is that the character of Kamala Khan in the comics is a Marvel superhero nerd.
It's kind of a meta thing. Yeah,
she actually is obsessed with Captain Marvel
Right.
as a person in the Marvel universe. And Iman Vellani herself, the actress, is an MCU
awesome.
fangirl.
Before she even got the job.
To the point where there was just a recent sneak preview article in Entertainment Weekly that if any of the cast and crew had a question about like MCU lore and stuff like that, they asked Iman Vellani like to clarify
For
stuff.
real.
Yeah.
So she was. What do they call that? Where they keep the script on point compared to like continuity person.
Like script coordinator.
Yeah. So they come to her and be like, "Hey, double duty."
This is also, I think, worth mentioning. It's directed by Nia DaCosta, who will be the first black woman director of a Marvel film.
Yeah, and she directed the legacy sequel of Candyman not too long ago.
Oh,
and
that
then
movie's great.
Written by Megan McDonnell and Nia DaCosta.
You liked the remake of Candyman?
I haven't seen the new one yet. Actually.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I've heard great things. I've
It's
not seen
great.
either.
It is great. The
but-
first one's amazing, but the
Yep.
yeah, no, wow, guys, come on.
So it should be fun.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be fun. I am still, just leery of what's happening with Marvel in general, and they have some course correcting to do. They got to figure some shit out and what's going on.
So it is, and we've talked about this before, so let's not belabor the point. But the Kang problem now is a problem. Where before it was like, oh, there's a clear direction, and now we'll see what happens. But
Is he in? Is there any indication he's in this?
in the Marvels, I sincerely doubt.
I have not seen any indication that.
And even if he was supposed to be, like, if they'll reshoot that.
All right, so I do this every fucking. God damn it!
What is he angry about?
I know. I don't know what I did.
I don't even know.
Because
what
it's
Brad, what did I do?
This
He's yelling at me again.
Because it fucking applies, and I hate that it applies. I watched the third season. I finished Arrested Development. Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
I told
Shut
you.
up.
I told you. You talk about.
I know. I fucking get it. Just give me a fucking second here. I'll explain. So the third season,
Go on.
it clearly was cut short, and they clearly had to edit and they had to dub because they were getting booted off the air. But they needed to wrap up the third season quickly. So there are so many episodes of the third season where a character is talking to Nate, like me and you are talking, and then they turn around and you can see their mouth saying something, and the dialogue does not match whatsoever. It's dubbed in later on, and it makes no sense whatsoever for that. It makes sense for the scene, but they clearly had to just change the dialogue to make it all wrap up in a bow, rather than what they originally had planned to do was probably have 5 or 6 more episodes. They did it so often that it was so jarring that it really took me out of the third season of Arrested Development. It was still very funny, but and so I'm thinking, if Kang's in this, maybe Kang would turn away and they'll say, well, it's too bad you're dying of space cancer. Like they would have to do something like that.
Space cancer is the most aggressive, though.
But no,
There's a lot of radiation
It just
in space.
it reminded me of that because I just saw it happen for real in a show. That's all.
No, I think if Kang is and like was supposed to make some kind of appearance, if it's a credit scene or something like that, that they'll recast and reshot or something.
I mean, are they going to cut him out of the next season of Loki?
Well, no, they can't do that.
That's what I was saying. He's like a major character.
Yeah, so we'll have to deal with that. But
Are they done shooting that?
Oh yeah, it comes out in August, October, or September, October.
What if every single episode had a post-credit scene where Kang was a different actor, and they're like, again, it's coming. I'm gonna be this different person.
That would be fun, actually. If they just get Eddie Murphy to do it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're looking forward to the Marvels, November 10th comes out November 10th this year.
Let's talk about Bernard Pivot.
That Bernard Pivot is the person that James Lipton
I was gonna say, I have
took
no
the
idea.
questionnaire from inside the
that's
actor
what it is.
studio on.
I couldn't remember why that was stuck in my head.
Ben's talking about Hercule Poirot, who is the mustachioed detective from Agatha Christie's novels, who is now played by Kenneth Branagh in a series of movies.
Kenneth
based on
Branagh
her
has a
books.
role in Oppenheimer.
Yes, he does.
Nate Loucks,
And he also directs all of these movies as well.
not joking around at all. I want you to say Hercule Poirot like as he does. Try it your best.
No,
Come on.
Hercule. No, I can't.
It's not even Hercule.
Well, it's spelled like that.
Okay,
though.
Brad, try it.
My name is Akubaro.
See, you do the you can,
You lose the HER. It's you start with the
Hercule.
Yeah, it's that's what you do. It's Akubaro.
My name
Hercule.
my name is
Sounds like you're saying Abdul Perot.
do it.
Ross. I'm Ross Perot.
Ross Perot.
My name is Ross Perot. I got $7 million. But no, so this is we're talking about A Haunting in Venice,
Perot.
which is the third film in this new series based on Agatha Christie's murder mystery novels. Started with Murder on the Orient Express. We also had Death on the Nile, and
Which I didn't love Death on the Nile.
I actually still haven't seen it. I did pass me by, and I just didn't really care
It's
very
fine.
much.
To quote Brad Oman, it's fine.
There you go. So this new one though has a horror angle. It really feels like a legit horror
yeah.
film.
Fun. Yeah, exactly.
It's weird. It's a weird. I mean, not weird bad, but like I was expecting a more of a whodunit, obviously.
and
it's
going to be
still,
that.
it's
I
still,
know, and I get that, but
it
like
still
no,
is. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I mean, I was looking for the trailer to present
Yeah,
a straightforward whodunit rather than a. This is. Could it really be?
That was a
supernatural?
scary trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
They cut it like a fucking horror movie for sure.
So yeah, this movie has, of course, the trademark of these movies is a big ensemble cast, and this one has Michelle Yeoh in it. Tina Fey has Kelly Riley from the Sherlock Holmes movies, and it's just a great ensemble cast along with Kenneth Branagh per the usual. And
It's Bronson Pinochet.
isn't it Bronson Pinchot?
I don't know.
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows how you say his name, but yeah, it's it looks like it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm
in.
more
No, honestly,
interested in this than I was either of the other two.
I'm glad that they took it and ran with it in enough of a different direction. I'd say if you're like running full steam at north, this isn't necessarily south, but it's definitely like
Who do you think's gonna fuck up before this movie comes out though?
Exactly,
Because Murder on the Orient Express, we had to worry about Johnny Depp, and then Death on the Nile, it was Armie Hammer. So who's gonna?
Kyle Allen.
I'm not even sure who that is. So
Oh, he's like a
piece of shit.
he was like a teen actor. Now he's kind of in his 20s, I think.
okay,
But
yeah. So I mean, that seems like a good path for him to follow. just
Tina Fey. Tina Fey's ready to throw her career away.
She's just and also I mean. That's not a bold choice to cast Tina Fey. She's an incredible comedian.
No, it took me out a second.
But
because,
it's hard because I don't know, she did Whiskey Tango Foxtrot was kind of a comedy drama and didn't do
it was
very well.
a drama. It was okay.
It was fine. But I bought it when it came out because I loved her so much,
Oh,
and I was
nice.
like, ooh, never mind, I shouldn't have bought that.
Should have seen that in
That
theaters,
was a
buddy.
rental. Anyway, so I'm not super sold on her as a dramatic actress.
Jamie Dornan is in this though, and I like Jamie Dornan now after Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar.
Oh
so,
yeah, no, he was great in that.
yeah.
Also, 50 Shades of give me some of that.
All right. Well, this movie comes out September 15th, and Jamie Dornan will give Ben some of that.
Yeah. Hopefully Jamie Dornan doesn't fuck shit up. I don't think I can handle that.
Comes out that he really does live that life from 50 Shades of Grey.
I think that'll be fine. You can't kink shame him.
Well, guys, do you want to play a game or no?
Yeah.
So this game I'm calling, because he's just Ben. Anywhere else, he'd be a 10.
What the fuck?
This is...
Wait, say the name. What's the name of the
That's a
game?
compliment.
No, it's a compliment.
Wait, say it one more time.
Because he's just Ben.
Anywhere else, he'd be a 10.
Yeah.
I feel like that's insulting somehow.
No, because it's from Barbie. Ken, he sings a song. He says, "I'm just Ken. Anywhere else, I'd be a 10." But because he's in Barbie land, he's not.
Yeah, he's a great person.
Yeah.
But because you're down here with us,
You're just
you're
Ben.
less than a 10.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take it.
These are movies based on toys, guys. And that can include action figures. It can include maybe kid board games, these kind of things. We'll play it similar to how we play the IMDb game. I will give you the 4 top-billed actors on the IMDb page, one at a time, and you'll get the chance to guess the film, okay? But to kind of give you the clues of the film, these are all films based on toys, games, these kind of things, children's toys. Okay. So, for example, for those playing at home, I would say Kate McKinnon, Issa Rae, Ryan Gosling,
Brad.
Margot. Yep.
Barbie.
Yep. Okay.
Oppenheimer.
Cool. Close.
Okay, well.
Same
So-
weekend of release.
Before we start, though, I need a buzzer from you, Ben.
Ow!
Okay, that's good. Ben or Brett? Ha! Okay, perfect.
Couple high-pitched ones this time, okay.
All right, let's get started on our game here. Annette Bening. Sarah Jessica Parker. Pierce.
Mars Attacks.
Correct.
Ooh.
And you get...
That's based on a
It is based
kid's
on
toy?
toys. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And you get an extra point if you can tell me the year that movie came out.
It's me. It's
He gets the first. Yeah,
yeah.
It's an extra credit point.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Everyone loved
tried.
that sound.
1996.
Correct. You get
It
2
is
points.
1996.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Billy Barty.
Making names up. Phil Pooper.
Billy Barty, Meg Foster, Frank Langella, Dolph.
Oh, wait. Masters of the Universe.
Correct.
Yeah.
What year did it come out?
1987.
Wow,
Yeah.
great job.
Nobody's gonna believe me, but I knew both of those years. But you're not gonna believe me.
I just got them, so
I know,
why
yeah.
wouldn't they believe you?
Well, no, because I knew what they.
Because
years
he's a
they came-
dipshit.
So 4 points to 0. Julia Ormond, Joan Cusack.
Toys.
No,
Sorry. I don't know the movie Toys.
is Julia Ormond in Toys?
I don't even know who Julie Ormond
Okay.
is, so.
Stanley Tucci, Abigail Breslin. Major motion picture released. All these also had to be released at theater.
Abigail Breslin, Stanley Tucci,
Joan Cusack,
Joan Cusack,
Julia Ormond.
Julia Ormond. Gosh.
Those are 4 actors you should know.
You gotta say the name. You gotta do your buzz.
Crap.
Yeah, you got. I don't hear about
I didn't
it.
hear buzz in. So
I'm gonna hit myself when I hear it, but I can't think of the title for the life of me right now.
Small Soldiers.
It's not Small Soldiers.
Kit Kittredge, An American Girl.
Yeah, I
What-
knew it was something like that.
What year?
Ooh.
That one I
2000.
Guess who's getting his side Kit Kittredge next time?
2007.
2008. Close.
know. Nice.
Rihanna. Liam.
Oh, Jesus Christ! What are you doing? Fucking pterodactyl broke into the house.
Couldn't remember what my noise was. I'm not joking. Battleship.
Correct. What year?
Oh shit. 2008.
No, 2012.
2012.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Christopher Lloyd. Madeline Kahn.
Ha!
That was a Velociraptor.
That's my sound though. Clue.
Correct. What year?
Nice.
1988.
No. Do you want to steal a point?
86.
85.
Oh.
Shit.
Adewale Akuneye Agbaji. Marlon Wayans. Channing Tatum.
Brad. G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra.
I will give you that, but it's actually The Rise of Cobra.
So I don't believe that we can. That's,
What year did it
we're
go?
really in exact
2009.
Because if he was, he would be like.
He would be.
2009.
Yep, that's correct. All right.
He's very bradantic.
I have a lot of hope for you for this one, Ben.
I don't.
Andy Garcia, Maria Bello, Josh Breener, Ben Winchell.
Wow. Man,
I will repeat. Andy Garcia,
that's not gonna help anybody.
Maria Bello, Josh Brenner or Breener, I don't know,
Who knows?
and Ben Winchell. Who's Ben Winchell?
Fuck if I know. I'm sure if I saw his face, I'd recognize him, but
Wait, wasn't that the voice of Paddington?
No.
I felt like
Ben Wishaw.
Oh, so sorry. I'm so far off.
Oh, he's just a dick. Doesn't even appreciate actors.
So this movie, I guess I'll
Yeah,
give you.
you're going to have to.
I will give you the. This came out in 2016.
That's helpful.
I mean, it should be.
It's not.
Directed by Stuart Hendler.
Wow. I have no fucking idea.
Hendler production.
Shoots and Ladders.
Nope. Are you ready?
I'll let me just guess something then.
Just read more actors who were in it.
Oh,
not gonna be helpful.
Anna Villafanier.
Oh. Yeah. She played
All right.
Yep.
This is on the list of films with a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, this isn't is this anything we've even heard of then?
It's a movie called Max Steel that came out in 2016.
Okay, yeah, I never would have gotten that.
What is that?
It's based on an action figure line from like
Oh.
the
Mattel.
early
Mattel,
2000s or something.
Actually, same company that made Barbie. Mattel Productions made this. Will Arnett. Yep.
I had to go with the Lego movie.
Correct.
Oh, come on. You could have done the Lego movie Part 2 or Lego Batman to throw him off a little bit.
Okay.
To be fair, it was difficult to pick because
I know
he's in all of them.
the Lego Batman
That's why
movie.
you just maybe bury the lead a little bit and just don't do the very first easy Lego movie.
What year did it come out?
2015.
2014.
Shit.
All right. Stanley Tucci.
Ha!
Go.
Transformers: Dark of the Moon.
Oh, fuck off.
No.
Damn.
I'll wait.
Stanley Tucci. Jack Rayner.
I won't get it.
Nicola Peltz Beckham.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
I literally did the thing in the Lego movie that you want me to do in this one.
Yep, you did.
Transformers. Transformers.
Hey, I'll give you a
Dark
point.
Side of the Moon, and then you've got.
If you do your Transformers impression, I'll give you a point.
No. Transformers. What was the moon one?
Why would I tell you?
The Last Night.
No,
No, what is it?
it's Age of Extinction.
Correct. What year?
Didn't even know that was
2014. 16?
14.
14. Wow.
All right. I think I just have one more for you. Blake Shelton, Janelle Monáe, Nick Jonas, and Kelly Clarkson.
I don't remember that. That's my voice. Gem and the Holograms?
No.
Oh.
I was gonna do
It's
Gem and the Holograms.
very
but I-
musical.
Yeah, no, I was gonna do Gem and the Holograms, and because I looked it up and I did not know any of the four actors. I'm like, this,
Yeah,
no one's
they went
gonna-
with unknowns for that,
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. The Voice doesn't have a movie.
Blake
The Voice doesn't have a movie.
Blake Shelton, Janelle Monáe, Nick Jonas, and Kelly Clarkson. Have you heard of these four people?
Yeah, of
I
course.
know who all four of them are, but I can't think of a movie based on toys featuring
It must be
them.
an animated. That must be just voices.
Because
Because that's not live action.
yeah, but
Yeah, Blake Shelton.
it would've
I
came
don't
out-
think Blake Shelton's
It
been
would have
in
come
a
out
live
in like
action
the last 6 years because Janelle Monáe wasn't around really famously.
film. She was making music?
is it Playmobil the movie?
No.
Is that a
Okay.
movie?
They did make a movie. Yeah.
Ugly Dolls that came out in 2019.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I was right.
Yeah, no,
You were.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you didn't get the. No,
No,
you weren't
I mean,
right.
I was
for the-
I was
Yeah.
leading Brad on. I was trying to help Brad.
It didn't help me at all because I forgot about that existence of that thing. Even the toys I forgot about.
I didn't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
brats.
All right. Well, hey guys, I think
We
Brad
did it.
won that one.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, I think I got all
Next
of
time
them.
you eat, Nate, you pick better toys.
He picked like the best toys except for Ugly,
Ugly Dolls and what's the American thing?
Kid Kittredge. American Doll is like one of the most popular.
Yeah, like people like go to Chicago just for that store.
My sister went to the store and like made her own doll and like
Wrong.
actually made me wish at the time that there was like a cool thing like where they did like a G.I. Joe style thing
Yeah.
where they get to do the same thing but like for like action figures. That'd be awesome.
You know
You
what?
could just do that with Build-A-Bear and
And-
give him a gun.
In Kendom, they would.
Yeah, in our Mojo Dojo Casa House.
What?
You don't get it. You haven't seen Barbie. It's
What?
fine.
You're not in on the joke.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, that's fun for me
It'll be fun when you see the movie.
and for the listener.
Listeners probably saw Barbie like everybody else.
They made a lot of money.
Yeah. To the tune of millions.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're done. I literally have nothing else I can say to you guys right now.
You really shouldn't be has dickheads. You should be more like has bros. Bye, everybody. Bye.
We don't want to tell everybody to listen to the podcast.
Fucking, are they gonna not?
Why won't we say that? Like,
Okay, fine.
no, it's fine. It's fine. You already said the bike. Everyone bye. But I mean, I would prefer them to go to like gofixyourselfpod.com or find us on Facebook or.
Hey, everybody, go to goflixyourselfpod.com.
No, now it's too late.
Oh, you know what? Hey, everybody, why don't you be a Hasbro and go to goflixyourselfpod.com?
Leave us a review, 5 stars if you please. Tell your friends, subscribe, smash that subscribe button.
Smash it so hard.
Yeah,
Be a good person and do it.
yeah, fucking plow that like button too, and just fucking just put it in there.
Can you not?
No, I'm gonna just give it to me. Just put it.
I'm over here doing innocuous puns, and Brad's getting super sexual. And you know what? That's how we do the podcast.
Yeah, there you go. So, but just do that.
That's why we don't let him have $50,000 a week.
Yeah. Let's just keep it. Let's keep it a little bit more PG.
If you got any money, just let me know.
Okay, Brad, Nate, Ben, we did it.
Love you guys.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Nah, cheating, eh?